We're on a mission to protect women from the #1 health issue they and their loved ones face every day. It's cardiovascular disease. Women are natural caregivers, and we want to help you understand how to address the one critical organ that can make all the difference in protecting you and your loved ones from heart disease. Most women assume that we'll be talking about their heart, and while your heart is critical to your health, there is another organ that actually regulates most of your cardiovascular system. Unfortunately, 95% of the adult population has never heard of this organ and the direct impact it has on cardiovascular health and wellness. However, before we talk about this unknown organ, we like to help you understand why this information is so critical to your health. Most of the focus on women's health centers on the prevention of breast cancer. While this is extremely important, you need to hear the following facts. More than 200,000 women die each year from heart attacks, 5 times greater than the number of deaths due to breast cancer. More than 159,000 women die each year of congestive heart failure. This is 4 times greater than breast cancer. For the American women over the age of 20, 35% of all deaths are caused by cardiovascular disease. Just think of the impact this has on the family structure, community life, church involvement, and the business environment. Absolutely devastating, and it doesn't have to be this way. We spend billions in research looking for the cure, yet the 1998 Nobel Prize in Medicine clearly shows us a natural pathway to directly address this issue. So what is this critical but little known organ? It's called the endothelium. It's the largest secreting organ in your body and absolutely critical to your cardiovascular health. Your endothelium is only 1 cell thick, but it lines the inside of your heart. The inside of all your arteries and arterioles, veins, and venules are lined by this organ. Your capillaries are just extensions of the endothelium. Research over the last 10 years has clearly shown the endothelium to be a multifunctional organ involved in metabolic, immunologic, and cardiovascular health. One of those functions is to convert the amino acid L-arginine into nitric oxide. This is so important to your cardiovascular health that the 1998 Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to 3 American researchers who discovered how your endothelium converts the amino acid L-arginine into nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule of your entire cardiovascular system. One of these Nobel laureates is Dr. Louis J. Ignarro, who wrote a national bestseller called No More Heart Disease. We'd like to focus on the subtitle of his book. It says, quote, How Nitric Oxide Can Prevent, Even Reverse, Heart Disease and Strokes. To emphasize this point, here is a short quote from Dr. Ignarro's book. Though NO's structure is simple, nitric oxide is now regarded as the most significant molecule in the body, absolutely critical to your well-being. I am convinced that nitric oxide can age-proof your cardiovascular system, keeping it much fitter than your chronological age would indicate. End of quote. Unfortunately, this is not the message given to women about improving their cardiovascular health. We want to change this by providing you with knowledge that is easy to understand and easy to implement. Proper nitric oxide levels in your bloodstream are critical, but before we talk about some of the specific benefits of nitric oxide, you need to know the following information to better understand how this can impact you and your loved ones. 77% of Americans treated for a first stroke had high blood pressure. 69% of Americans who have a first heart attack have high blood pressure. 74% of Americans with congestive heart failure have high blood pressure, and 66% of Americans with diabetes have high blood pressure. As you can clearly see, high blood pressure is common to all 4 of these cardiovascular health issues. Now you might think that this information applies to men more than it does to women. Not true. More women die of heart disease each year than men, and this has been going on since 1984. For over 25 years, women have exceeded men in this category of cardiovascular disease. Additionally, a blood clot formation that lodges in a vascular artery is usually the reason for a stroke or heart attack. The vast majority of these cardiovascular health issues are a result of endothelial cell dysfunction and its inability to properly produce nitric oxide. This information helps us to clearly identify the three keys to solving most of the cardiovascular issues affecting women. They are controlling blood pressure, preventing blood clots, and reversing endothelial cell dysfunction. Here's how nitric oxide directly addresses each of these keys. First, nitric oxide is your body's most powerful vasodilator. What this means is that nitric oxide causes the smooth muscle of your vascular wall to relax, which helps to keep your blood pressure in a normal range. That would directly benefit our first key of controlling blood pressure. Second, nitric oxide keeps blood platelet cells from sticking together to naturally prevent blood clots. This would reduce the number one cause of strokes and heart attacks and directly address our second key. Third, nitric oxide helps to repair damage done to the endothelium and keep it free from plaque formations and calcification. According to the American Heart Association, 74% of all cardiovascular disease is related to plaque formations and calcification or hardening of the arteries. Proper levels of nitric oxide help to prevent both of these issues, and it directly addresses the last key of helping to reverse endothelial cell dysfunction. Now you might be thinking, how does your endothelium create this nitric oxide? Well, there are two important amino acids needed. They are L-arginine and L-citrulline. Your endothelium directly converts L-arginine into nitric oxide, but it needs a certain level. Most research indicates that for you to receive a therapeutic benefit from L-arginine, you need to consume at least 5 grams of this amino acid at one time. We selected 6 food items that we thought would be common food choices. We did the math conversions to look at how much food you would need to eat to take in 5 grams of L-arginine. As you can see by the slide, peanuts provide the smallest quantity of food, but they pack on 70 grams of fat and 918 calories. When you examine this slide, you can see that the 3 best daily choices are 1 can of beans, or 2 cans of tuna, or almost 1 pound of chicken. For L-citrulline, you only have one good choice, which is watermelon. Unfortunately, 60% of the L-citrulline is contained in the rind portion, which most people typically throw away. So unless you juice the entire watermelon, most people do not get adequate amounts of L-citrulline to help turbocharge their endothelium's ability to properly produce nitric oxide. Which brings us to the question, is it better to get these critical amino acids through supplementation? After much research and study, we've determined that the best nitric oxide supplement in the marketplace is ProArgi-9 Plus, distributed by Synergy Worldwide and manufactured in the United States by Nature's Sunshine Products. Both Synergy Worldwide and Nature's Sunshine have received the NSF Good Manufacturing Certification, which means that they meet the highest standards in the nutrition industry for quality assurance and control. The manufacturing process to create the proprietary formulation of ProArgi-9 Plus is second to none. A total of 262 tests are conducted along the various stages of manufacturing to ensure the highest quality and potency of the ingredients used. ProArgi-9 Plus contains both L-arginine and L-citrulline at the needed levels to turbocharge your endothelium's ability to produce nitric oxide over an extended period of time. Additionally, ProArgi-9 Plus also includes the following ingredients. We're not going to go into detail about each ingredient, but we would like to highlight 2, which will help you better understand the science that went into the design of this product and directly addresses another health issue facing women. We want to highlight vitamins D3 and K2. You need vitamin D3 to help your body properly absorb calcium. You need vitamin K2 to help your body properly direct where calcium goes. Calcium is extremely important for your body, not just for bone health and the prevention of osteoporosis, but also for a wide variety of cellular reactions, one of which is the creation of nitric oxide. The following illustration will help you understand the importance of calcium in nitric oxide production. If you walk into a dark room and you want the lights on, you flip the switch on the wall. If you look at nitric oxide as the light, the wiring in the wall as the enzymatic process the endothelium uses to create nitric oxide, and L-arginine as the electricity, then the switch is calcium. Calcium starts the reaction. Vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 help to regulate your calcium levels in your bloodstream so that this reaction can properly take place. ProArgi-9 Plus incorporates Nobel Prize winning science, cutting-edge vascular research, and pharmaceutical-grade manufacturing to create what many consider to be the best nitric oxide supplement in the marketplace. What also makes ProArgi-9 Plus unique is that it has clinical application and studies to back up its effectiveness. The High Desert Heart Institute is located in Victorville, California. In 2009, they did a human clinical study using ProArgi-9 Plus. This study involved 33 congestive heart failure patients who were all medically and pharmaceutically managed to the maximum. Over a 90-day period, these patients were given an aggressive amount of ProArgi-9 Plus, and by the end of 90 days, all patients had their medications substantially reduced. So what does all this information mean to you? Well, a healthy endothelium equals a healthy cardiovascular system. The health of your endothelium and its ability to properly produce nitric oxide can potentially reduce your risk for high blood pressure, cholesterol concerns, diabetic complications, and other cardiovascular issues that have shortened the lifespan of so many women. We believe ProArgi-9 Plus can nourish your endothelial cells to help you properly produce nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule of your entire cardiovascular system, and the most powerful vasodilator for helping you improve your cardiovascular health. This leaves us with a final question. Would you like to take the 90-day health challenge to see if ProArgi-9 Plus can aid you and your family members in reducing your risk for heart and cardiovascular disease? If your answer is yes, then please contact us directly at the Synergy Co-op. Our mission is to save millions of lives from the #1 killer of men and women worldwide, which is cardiovascular disease. We'll work with you to help you properly nourish your endothelium for improved nitric oxide production, leading to improved cardiovascular health, which has helped many women see significant improvements for themselves and their loved ones. Please call us today using our toll-free number.